first question, you're the head of Kennett Run Club, but I noticed that your run club's logo is not a mushroom. Is that because you were afraid people would mistaken that for something else?
Did you notice what our logo actually is? Like,
No,
if
what
you
is
go
it?
to our Facebook page, if you go to the top of our Facebook page, it's actually a flight of beers. So it's kind of running club, and it's just a flight of beers at the very top, or at least on the Facebook one. And that's been around. The person who originally actually started the club kept it that way, and I've kept it that way. Haven't changed it. Uh,
That's
we
awesome.
should we should make it a mushroom. We do a lot of mushroom stuff in the
Yeah.
running club.
I feel like it would just have to be very distinctly drawn mushrooms. You know what I mean? Like just one generic looking mushroom, people might take it for something else.
Maybe that could be the case. We do. There are a lot of things that are given out. We do so we run year round, right? So every year in the and I brought a couple things that we've done in our club in case it was useful or interesting to share during this. We do a last night in town run. On that night, right before it's daylight savings time trips over because we're running all winter. It's cold, it's dark. You're pushing through the cold, and you get done. And so at the end of that, we do a drawing for somebody every year. There's only one of these available. We give a night runner award that looks like this. And I bought like I think it was like off Amazon. Like there were two packs of 20 that were like $10. This is back in the pre-tariff days when things like this could come from China for that price. And so you get that. It's an old nightlight that you won if you come out on that night and you got your name lucky on. So it's one of the things. We do some mushroom things as part of the club, which is fun.
That's all. Did you get that on Amazon?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got there's a whole box of them. And I always tell people like I bought them off Amazon. I don't know how good they are. Don't like actually plug them in or use them. Just look at them just in case. you know.
We should give context because people listening to this that aren't from Kennett Square are like, why the hell are they talking about mushrooms so much right now? So you Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, it's the mushroom capital of it's definitely the country. Is it the world?
They do bill themselves as the mushroom capital of the world, and yeah, certainly in the country. It used to be like 50% of the mushrooms in the country came from near me, like in like somewhere really close to Kennett Square. It's either a Kennett Square address or another PA address. So if anybody's watching this somewhere that's not in PA and goes into their grocery store and looks at the mushrooms in their grocery store, uh, there's a good chance they're going to come from our backyards.
Kennett Square.
And it's like these indoor stone structure or concrete structures. But it's really nice. We have like mushroom festivals. We actually have a mushroom cap run that's like the biggest half marathon in the town that everybody in our club does every year. And one of the things you get besides a medal if you win your age group or any kind of the award brackets is you get a huge amount of mushrooms to take home with you. It's actually given
I,
away as one of the awards, so it's kind of a fun thing that people will get that. So
Nice. I feel like if you leaked it with psychedelic mushrooms to stoners, you would get so many different types of groups coming through.
that could be a different kind of run, maybe more of a wander run. I don't know,
It's not a
something like
run,
that.
it's a wander. We're just
Yeah.
gonna wander through Brandywine. Or where actually can you run in Kennett Square? Like, are there trails?
There, in Kennett Square proper, there's a 12-mile trail being developed. It's not all there all the way that goes around the entire town, but there's a really great park we go to, Anthony Nixon Park. So actually, for the non-winter months of our run club, we'll run from the brewery we start at, and we'll run to that park, and we'll run around that park, and it's got a bunch of miles of running there. But there also is you can go to Brandywine, you can go to White Clay. A bunch of us were down in a park called Fair Hill Preserve over the weekend doing a 15, actually it was a 16-mile runs, but it ended up being. Then there's actually a 50K version of it too. But like a lot of us were doing that. We'll go to there's other preserves in Pennsylvania, like Cheslin, which is really hilly as crap that wears you out. That we'll do around here. But yeah, some you have to drive to. But right in downtown Kennett, we run in the wintertime, we run in the basically on some off streets that aren't that crowded and so forth, and in different areas like that. But then there's some really nice trails and trail running into the Ansby Nixon Park near us.
Do you guys have like a race series or a set of races you do every single year in the area or even kind of like further out from the area?
We'll do, yeah. I mean, certainly we have. There's two main ones in town that we do that have been going on for a long time. I mentioned the half marathon and 5 miler. They have a 5 miler version too. That's the Mushroom Cap race that happens in like basically it's the first weekend in November. There's another one in May. That's the Kennett Run. That's been going on for like I think it's like 45 years or something. I can't remember the number. Maybe it's 40. I don't know. Somewhere there. They've been doing it for a very, very long time. That was an interesting one too, because that one actually has a there's a version of it where you can actually like bench press or do pull-ups. And for every single one you do, it will take like 10 seconds off your time. So it's a very unique power run that you can do that some people are into. I've never done that version
Dude,
of
if
it.
I
Some
if I did that, they would add time to my score. They'd be like -1. All right, just add 30 seconds to his mile.
That might be an interesting way. Maybe we should start one that has a component where you add time. But yeah, so we do those traditional ones, and there's a bunch of other ones we've done traditionally. We don't have like a set series by a certain race group we do, but there's a lot in our area that we do, and then a couple of us will do things like down in like Delaware beaches are south of us by like 2 hours, or some of those we'll do as a kind of a field trip race series we'll do together. But there's probably like 7 or 8 races that we do pretty traditionally, and then we try to promote if anybody else in the club wants to do a race, we kind of push each other into it and then add that one to the list. And so I'll usually post out in our club page like a list of our events and our runs really, and it usually includes things in addition to races. It actually includes like the brew fest where you just go and drink a bunch of beer too. We have some fun times like that. And they're always added as though they are races that we are preparing for. Though in reality, on the morning of, we'll do like a run the morning of too, which is nice too to kind of make it balanced out from the band for the day.
Right, give yourself an excuse to go out to the brew fest even
Yeah.
and drink guilt free.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
how many people are in your group?
um, there's like 700 plus. They're in the Facebook group, but that's different than who like shows up. I would
Mhm.
say we've got somewhere semi-regulars. There's probably a group of like 100, 120 people that are in and out. But
Okay.
every week there's probably more like 25 to 30. It depends on the week, depends on what's going on with it. So I mean, it could when it's really cold, middle of February, we'll start getting now below 20. I mean, it's been nice. It's grown a ton since the pandemic when we were all running separately, but on FaceTimes with each other and post runs and so forth. I mean, back then when you run in the wintertime in the north, you sometimes people wouldn't show up back then, but now we've got just such a solid crew of people that show up that we have a lot of fun together. So
Nice. And then if people like say you move to Kennett Square, right? You're brand new. How do you join? Is there a fee? Like, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
yeah, you just show up.
Okay.
Join. If for announcement wise, we have a just a Facebook group and an Instagram group. We'll probably add like WhatsApp or something like that pretty soon, just to help some other people that don't like to be on those platforms. But basically, find the Facebook group or find the Instagram group. That's probably the best way to like find out like the things we're doing. But we right now we meet at Braylock every Thursday at 6:30. We only cancel if like the roads are like in under emergency situations where you need to get we don't want to be out there to be in the way of first responders if there's like a huge storm or something like that. So otherwise we're there. We show up, rain, snow, whatever. I mean, if it's really snowy and cold, we might run for around the cars in the parking lot and head back in to get a beer. But yeah.
Um, right on, man. That's awesome. So it's really welcoming and accommodating to kind of anybody who wants to join. It's do you guys have like a fee or anything like that for membership?
Yeah, no fee for membership, just camaraderie and just being a welcoming person yourself. So we ask people to do. We're not we try to keep it welcoming as possible. Like I try to be the slowest runner almost on purpose so that people don't feel like they have to be that. We certainly got some people that are fast there too, but we I didn't used to like 15 years ago, I used to call myself a runner. And I would go like I was traveling a lot for work back then to different parts of the country, and I would join like different local run clubs, and most of them like 90% of them or 95% were so welcoming. And I started learning that, made sure like, when we did that at our club, we kept it that way. People are either starting into it for the first time, wanting to get into it. Maybe they're wanting to get back into it and coming back from injury, whatever it might be. We always try to make it open to whomever, all paces, all distances, whatever. It's welcoming. Like in fact, some clubs do it differently. We'll do it where when we kick off our run, we give lots of room for people to kind of if they need to go slower or do a different pace, they don't feel like they're being peer pressured that way unless they want that support and peer pressure along the run so that they can, have an out. Even like when we run to the park, I kind of specify go to the park and then you can run with people or you can kind of turn around if you want to. You can do whatever you want just to keep it really welcoming so nobody feels left out, left behind.
That's actually what I was gonna ask you. Just in terms of like ability range, do you, I mean, obviously it sounds like it's more based in community, which I personally like. That's what I love. That's what I prefer. Um, and having just a awesome group of people to run with. Do you have anybody that, let's say, like somebody who's like, I'm training for Boston Marathon, or you know what I mean? Like somebody who's taking it. Do you get that as well, or is it more the like I'm just here for community and for my health and to enjoy running?
What's really cool is we have, I mean, what I really love at our club, we have folks, the whole spectrum. Like we have folks age range that are, in their 20s or even sometimes teenagers will show up that are still in school wanting to join and start doing this. We have 70-year-olds in our running club that are awesome, that run faster than I do, still going. So like it's a spectrum of that. It's a spectrum of people that are just out there for the beers and the just give me something once a week to be accountable for. And there are people in our club that are winning the races. The guy came in second in the 16-mile run this weekend. So like we have that. We have Michelle's been in our club for a long time. She's going to do her 10th marathon in the London Marathon. So we have some of that too. But what's really cool is everybody is welcoming and appreciative of everybody's journey and what everybody's trying to do to improve themselves and just show up and just be there whether you're there socially or there to try to work on getting your PR on something. That's great, but we try to keep it so it's no pressure either way. It's everybody's own self improvement against self kind of thing.
I love it. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm always fascinated by run group history because have you been because you're like the leader of the group. Have you been? I don't think you have. Have you been the leader the entire time?
No, another guy started like a year before I started coming out to it, and then he ended up leaving. So that was like, I mean, that was like, I was trying to think how long it's been. It's been like 8 or 9 years now that I've been doing a lot of this
Oh,
stuff. It's been a while.
okay.
We've been out there, but yeah, I mean, it started. I think. Well, I know it started out of Kennett Brewing Company, which it's no longer there. It's a brewing company was just closed down about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago now almost. And I mean, amazing place. We used to go there every night, and then over the pandemic, they changed some of their hours and what they could do, and I think they decided it was time. But we would meet there every Thursday, and that's part of the beers that you see at the top of our Facebook page. That's in their brewery, and we still go. Actually, they have a festival still every summer. We'll go out to. We'll do a run out there, and then we hang out, listen to live music. They have a little music festival that goes on in like down in Nottingham, not far from where we are in Kennett Square.
Is that
Um,
different from the Brewfest?
oh yeah. Kennett Brewing Company is
Okay.
its own. It was like the first microbrewery in Kennett Square, and I always I love them. Jossie and Mark started it. They were really welcoming to all kinds of groups like ourselves, like biking groups and other people to kind of come on board. And so we started out of there. Met every week again. That made our main place to be, and kind of added to the social culture of it right away. And
Mhm.
music culture too, we love with it. But yeah, I mean, during the pandemic, everything shifted, right? We all of a sudden had this period of time for them and for us where we were, if you wanted the history of the club, like we're trying to keep it going. And some people, we would do like Zoom calls together with people that were still kind of active. Um, go for a run, do a Zoom call, and have a beer afterwards and play games. And I think some running clubs that have been around that long were doing that back then. And what I find is like that helped build like some of the strongest members today are the ones that kept with us and joined and were part of that era. And then that changed like where we ended up meeting because then we had to meet like places where you can meet outside, which are Kennett Brewing Company wasn't open in the same hours, and so we started meeting at Braylock, and then we started alternating after things started opening back up again, and just being more friendly with a bunch of other spaces. So.
Gotcha. Do you have like a main touch point now where you start and end, or do you like switch it up a lot?
Yeah, no, we mostly are at Braylock now. It's a nice
Oh,
outdoor
okay.
space for us in the summertime. It's also a locally brewed place, but we occasionally go to other spots as like little field trips from time to time, if you will, to start off like at the Kennett Flash, which we're going to be at next week with an
Yeah,
amazing week
second
of
year in a
running.
row, man. Well, thank you for doing it with me. Just to give context, it's the start off of my Laugh and Run 2026 tour. Stoked to be doing it with you guys. It's in Kennett Flash Theater, which is a nonprofit community theater. So they're trying to bring arts to the community. And how have you seen a show there besides the one we did last year?
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of different shows there. Some are, very unique. Some are like from different cover bands from other areas or different artists you wouldn't hear otherwise. So yeah, it's a great little venue, and actually they just got funding to build a new location. So by the time you come back and do your Netflix special, you can do it in the Kennett Flash at their bigger venue. I haven't seen like the renderings or how big it is. I just know it's going to be a different, larger size space. It might be 2 or 3 years out before it's fully built, but they just got some funding for that. A
Oh
grant for that.
man, that's so awesome. I didn't know that. That's really fantastic news. But yeah, this the space is for a comic, it's kind of like a tighter, cooler space. You go upstairs, but it's full stage lighting and sound system. Like it's a really, really beautiful room. And yeah, man, we're gonna have a good time next week. I'm excited. So thank you again for working with me. I you couldn't have thought I was too unfunny last year, so we're gonna have a
Yeah.
good time.
We're all looking forward to it. I think we'll have a good crew coming out, and
Awesome.
yeah, this yeah, we're also doing the same Thursday night. We usually meet, so it's a really good time for everybody to kind of come out. I think last time we did it, we were just getting ready to run that the 16-mile race we just did this last weekend was the next day. So
Oh
so
yeah.
we need those jokes to carry us through last time, but now we're like still recovering. So we'll
Yeah.
be sitting back wanting some good, looking
The
forward to some good
laugh.
laughs from that.
Dude, it's
So
gonna be fun. And the thing I'm doing this year is I'm going around, I'm starting off with you guys next week, but then in February I'm gonna be in Boston and then Raleigh later in the month, and I have a couple other dates just kind of throughout the springtime. But I'm really like I'm doing all these shows for free, and part of the reason this like I didn't do that last year, but part of the
mhm.
reason is um this is not a political or not even a cultural statement, but I just everywhere I go, and feel free to tell me if this resonates with you,
Sure.
people feel just off. It's like, how you doing? It's like, I'm good, but just something feels off in our culture and our society. And I feel like a good remedy to that right now, or the only thing I can provide is like running together as a community and then laughing together as a community, as long as you think I'm funny. But so yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, the feedback now doing this for free, like tickets are going like crazy. I mean, we're just
Yeah.
reserving seats and party full, but we have a good amount reserved already. And I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of people are just gonna show up as well from this run
Yeah.
club, from other run clubs as well. So thanks for doing
Yeah.
it. It's going to be a good time.
Everybody, I mean, I think you're right. Everybody needs this kind of stuff more. And I appreciate you doing this in our community and doing this around and growing it. I think everybody in general, we've missed a little bit of that community aspect sometimes when we see so much going on and around us. And it's good to kind of get together and both we get together weekly on our run stuff, and now we get to combine like the collective group stress relief of running together with also collective stress relief of like listening to some really funny stuff from you, man. So
Yeah, man. I'm trying to write as many mushroom jokes as I can. So we'll we'll see how it could. It'll be a nightmare to start off the show that way if they don't go well, but I think it's going to be good.
my kids would tell you don't use the fun guy joke. It gets used overused. So I don't know, but maybe you can retwist it in a new way. We're
I
all
don't
fun
know what
guys,
that
right?
is. What's the fun
Oh,
guy joke?
that's what when you say anything about like there's two fun guys hanging out, fun guys, fun guys, but that's where
Oh,
everyone's the fun guy. It's just a really bad dad joke. So I would just that'll lay flat. Everybody's heard 50 versions of that, I think, in the
uh,
mushroom capital of the
I'm
world, but
I'm gonna say it and look you dead in the eyes when it bombs and be like, "This is your fault, Josh. Thanks a lot."
perfect.
All
No,
right,
no,
man. Um, So we've kind of gone over most things I wanted to go over. One thing I did want to dial in though, and I know you mentioned a couple places, but just to reiterate, like for people listening to this, if you're traveling to Kennett Square for whatever
yeah.
reason, family, maybe it's school, maybe you're moving there. What are some cool places to run in and around the area that you recommend and send people to when
Yeah,
if they
I mean, a lot of people, if they're going to do like really long runs, like working for a marathon, will go up to like Valley Forge. We have a, National Historic Park really close to us. We'll go up there. There's lots of other long trails like between here and Philadelphia. that you can do some of those kind of longer pieces of it. But there is a lot of like what's really cool about Kennett Square. Some of the artists from like 40 years ago started putting these large conservation tracks together, and then those also kind of that same kind of culture of conserving property has turned a lot of we're in an area with like a lot of historical old stone homes and farms that were part of the early colonial days in early days of the country are still still around. And those people end up donating that property. So you have these places like Cheslin and Stroud Preserve and all these other preserves around us that just make some great trails to hike or run in. And we'll do a lot of that around there. I mean, there's some all over that we'll do, but yeah, 100%. I mean, look for those kind of things if you're, and there's lots of other great stuff to do in Kennett. I mean, it's known worldwide for its Longwood Gardens, beautiful garden area and so forth. But yeah, I mean, you can take a good run on a cold day and get a good bowl of mushroom soup if you want to, for sure, from like 50 different places that will sell you mushroom soup. And if you go anywhere like if you go for a run that's like 25 miles out, then when you get to those kind of restaurants, they'll have on their menu, they'll have the Kent Square burger. Like they'll around here, that's what people name them when it has mushrooms on it, period. It's like the code for good mushrooms anywhere else nearby where they know the Kent Square name better. So
I love it, man. My brother-in-law is allergic to mushrooms, so he's not allowed anywhere near Kennett Square.
I'm sure there's a mushroom variety being made or worked on in the mushroom labs nearby
I can't believe
that
it's
can
not
fix that for him.
mushrooms. Impossible mushrooms.
You should stop by and see. Why don't you stop by one of the stores near us and just go in and say, my brother's allergic. I'm looking to help him, get off his allergies. Is there any mushrooms I can microdose? If you say that to them, I think it'll be a really interesting conversation for you. I want to see that, and I'll stand in the background like I don't know you and just see what happens.
Sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes too, because you got it. Like, well, yeah, but yeah. All right.
for
All
for
right.
for the allergies, like you do with peanut butter. That's what I'm
Yeah, for
saying.
the
Yeah,
allergies. That's totally when somebody says microdosing to me, I immediately think they're talking about allergies.
yes.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
I
love
I think you're the kind of guy that can say that well enough, and it'd be fun to watch. So
it. Yeah, dude, I love it. All right. Well, I get into a couple lightning questions, not related to running at all, but I think it intrigues me. I
sure,
think it's interesting to get to know somebody. So I'm going to ask you if we can go into as much or as little depth as you'd like. Sound good?
sure,
Let's
go
hit
for
it.
it.
All right. First question. Do you believe in aliens?
I mean, the universe is too vast. There are things out there for sure. I don't know if they'll be close enough to us to like ever see them in the same way that we look at them, but at least that's what they told me to say when they raised my memory. So
All right. Look at you. Let's go. I didn't see that coming. All right. Second question. Do
yeah.
you believe in ghosts?
Uh, when I was a kid, I thought I saw ghosts, but I don't. I would grow up in an area near like the Civil War history and everything else. I don't know. I think there's a lot of. I've also lived in old homes where, like, I think a lot of the things that you hear are good bump the night. You just want an explanation for, and you want to go for the weirdest one. I guess some people do. So, not really.
Fair enough. I'll tell you what, you take a certain kind of mushroom and you'll start seeing ghosts.
For sure. Sure.
Anything you'd like to promote? Like, where can people find your guys' socials, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and any events or group runs coming up you'd like to promote?
Yeah, I mean, certainly go back to our Facebook group. Look for look for our Facebook group or Instagram group. We always have stuff going there. Like we give out medals for we have our running Olympics. We'll probably do that again since we do it every time the Olympics are actually happening on the world stage. Where we do like synchronized running as a sport or rhythmic running or things that are like the weird twisted running versions of like things that are actually in there. We'll definitely always sign up for like the Kennett Run. So if you're running that, come run that. And yeah, I would say, yeah, go do that and just come join us. We'd love to have you out. We're welcoming everybody who's out there.
I love it. Let's go. It's community vibe. And then to reiterate, we're doing my Laugh and Run show together next Thursday at the Kennett Flash, January 29th. So 1 week from today when this releases, which I'm gonna release it tomorrow. And yeah, man, thank you. Thanks for working with me. Thanks for your friendship. And it's gonna be a good time.
Looking forward to it, man. It'll be great to see you in town, and yeah, we'll get some mushrooms for you, but not your brother, maybe
If
my
I'm
brother.
bad, you can throw mushrooms at the stage instead of tomatoes.
Oh, you just asked me. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll bring out the whole thing of mushrooms that are there, and we'll see what happens.
All
So
right.
you got to remember, like when mushrooms are like grown in, sometimes there's pieces of that on there too. So I don't know if you want that thrown at
There's
you on the
just
stage.
yeah, there's
So
fertilizer all over it.
it's all clean. It's all
Yeah.
yeah, but still might make a point. I don't know. Looking forward to it.
Sure, the Kennett Flash would love that as their stage is getting covered in shit. They're like, we're so glad we did a free show.
It's gonna be awesome, man. We're looking forward to having you. We're looking for the run before and just hanging out afterwards. So it's gonna be great. Thanks for coming to Kennett.
Dude, no problem. And thank you for being on the show, man. It's good to see you.
You too, bud.